games begin. Experience the power, the passion, and the pageantry of medieval times.
The Atlanta Gladiators are back. Bone-crunching hits. And a huge hit on the blistering slap shots.
He scores!
Full-on fights.
Two mountains throwing haymakers.
Don't miss any of the action from Atlanta's only professional hockey team. Go to AtlantaGladiators.com to get your tickets to opening night on October 29th, when the Gladiators take on the Orlando Solar Bears at Gas South Arena. Be one of the first 3,500 fans to receive a limited edition 3D Derek Nesbitt poster. Let's finish.
You'll witness what the swing of the batter and strike out at home plate. No missing the action. There ain't no wait. The commentary keep you valiant through laughs and analysis of the competition, posting offline statuses. 58 live touches down, it's a score. In the red zone, tackle 7 more. You know it's a slam dunk, it's a shooting the score. You know the outcome, no defender can stop what's in store. 58 live at the helm is the best in. 58 live at the helm is the best in. 58 live in the building. Best crew out there filming. 58 live in the building.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is August. August?
It's
October?
not August.
Come on, man. Can it just be August? No.
No.
It is October 16th, 2021. I'm Bo McMichael with my patriot, Craig Chapman. Craig, how you doing today, sir?
I am happy on a victory Saturday.
I tell you, that always gets you out of bed a little bit earlier than need be. But right now we have an elite matchup. The Georgia Elite Knights taking on the Mississippi Hurricanes, sponsored by no other than
Medieval time.
I'm telling you, they have exclusive savings. Make sure that you reach out to them. But it's going to be a great game here tonight, this afternoon, 4 o'clock kickoff. We're going to be doing 2 games right after this one. If you're interested, head on over and watch us on Score 58 Network as well. But we're live here for a little bit across all platforms. That is the Twitter universe, Facebook, and YouTube, but also here on Vimeo. So if you want to download the Vimeo app, you can cast it live on your television. We'll be multitasking, watching some football on our end from a college perspective, and then also watching some Braves here at 8 o'clock tonight.
Who are those Dodgers you speak of?
Who are the Dodgers you speak of? So should be a lot of fun here. Talk to me a little bit about when we were breaking down the ideas of the keys to the game here tonight concerning the elite, but also the Mississippi Hurricanes.
Well, in Georgia today, we got a unique situation. It's windy.
It is.
And so
front's coming in. It's going to be in the 60s tomorrow.
And it's going to be a low. We're going to get some 40s, and so you got a little bit of different. You got a different aspect that we hadn't had. We hadn't had a lot of wind lately in the state of Georgia, so it's going to affect the passing game, the kicking game.
Could it improve it?
It could, especially if you are kicking with the wind. It's going to help it drastically.
You being a former quarterback in your heyday, what was your good and bad about passing in the wind? What were something that you would always have to be aware of?
If you're throwing it with the wind, a couple of things. The nose of the football dictates what's going to happen. If you're throwing it, into the wind and you're trying to keep the nose of the football up a little bit, especially if you're throwing it downfield, because that'll help it a little bit.
Right.
If you're throwing it into the wind and you want to throw intermediate routes, keep the nose of the football down so it doesn't flutter on you. With the wind, you can just rip it. It doesn't really matter on the intermediate routes, but you got to understand if you're going to throw the ball down the football field, and with my arm, it helped.
It did.
So,
it did.
You could throw. If I always wanted to have the wind at my back, especially throwing the ball down the field, it was one of those things where, when you throw a go route with the wind, you got to take a little bit off of it, or you're going to – the thing that you drop in someone's, hands running down the sideline, it's going to be 2 or 3 yards in front of that, spot. So you're going to have to take some throws and get used to how it affects you. Big things will be turnovers, as we've seen in these Georgia night games. When they're clean, they're good. Right.
But and it's one of those things. The last game they played, meaning the Elite, they were down in Florida, near Lakeland, Florida.
Okay.
This past Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Did not stream that game. But right now, you're looking at 7 days past. The Collegian didn't get a play. They were going to be playing the Dream Academy out of Jacksonville, but that game got canceled for a 1 o'clock. It was going to be a nice homecoming first, 1 p.m. and a 4 p.m. As you can see, the dust cloud behind us,
there we go,
picking up a little bit with the wind here. So it might add some different little sense of action here later on, especially in our 7 o'clock game down in Lamar County High School at their stadium. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to be watching that game real close. Northeast Georgia Lions are taking on the Gordon State Highlanders. And talk to me a little bit about what you know about the Highlanders. You kind of gave me some information a bit.
I don't really know a whole lot about them, but I know that one of our former players from when Coach Collins and myself were at Community is playing for the Highlanders, and it appears to be a club team. And I know they played 3 or 4 games this year, and they look to be doing pretty well. They throw the football, which I like, and they're trying to work themselves into getting into that, I think, D3 range and
kind of work themselves up in that sense.
Yeah, I think that's what their plan is.
Well, the neat thing about the Georgia Knights, they're getting very close to announcing what their next step in their evolution is.
I'm sure I know what that is.
I know, and I'm not going to pretty much let the cat out of the bag in that sense, but Coach Randolph and Coach Roach are in the midst of working on that part. This PGFL league has been very interesting, the post-grad football league, and the teams that it involves across the board. And tomorrow we have there's a free game that if people want to tune in, they can watch down in Columbus. That is the Buccaneers, the Phoenix City Buccaneers taking on the West Georgia Raiders. So we got 3 prep games here over the next 24 hours. The good and the bad about that is the Falcons are off, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I can't necessarily use that as an excuse of why hey, there's stuff going on in that situation.
Well, if you like to watch defense, then you make sure you watch the Buccaneers play.
I'm telling you,
because they get after you on defense.
They do. They've played the West Georgia Raiders a couple times, so we'll see how that played. Last week, the Collegian team took on West Georgia on Sunday over in home of the Fifth Down. Yep, Lenore Park. So that game is not able to be televised either, mainly for the fact of you're in what we call the dead zone in that situation. Do you think they're having scoreboard issues? Did you see what? Yeah, I looked at that on there. We're in the middle of watching the UK-Georgia game as well. And we'll keep everybody attached if they're watching the game. I know everybody loves to be able to multitask with the best of them. Coach, one thing we always like to talk about, and I always want to talk about the positivities of a prep academy, because sometimes in the news, especially recently, there have been a lot of fluctuation, pros and cons of people taking advantages of folks within the prep academy world. What is so important right now, and why are prep academies becoming pretty much a household name?
Well, I mean, you got 2 words: transfer portal. And a lot of college coaches now are using the transfer portal as a means to recruit. And if you played high school football at a place where perhaps during your time as a high schooler you didn't play against the greatest competition, you can use this post-grad experience right here to play against college level players and get that on film, so that you have a much greater case for your recruitment. And plus, you get to go through life as what a college athlete would go through life as. So, in that extra year that you're taking, post-graduation from high school, you can get, acclimated to the college environment and what it's going to be like, so that you can step in and be ready to play when you get on campus.
I definitely agree with you on that. And the most important thing that I see across the board with this is all about having film.
Absolutely.
And that's the whole point of taking that next step of realistically an opportunity to play 10 more games. And that's in many ways that's what they're hoping to have, so that they get that chance to be able to do that.
Well, let me give you an example of it, what we were talking about yesterday. One of our kids pregame asked me about my time at another institution, another school, and I told him that we would have kids that played less than 75 snaps during the entire year that would get full ride scholarships, and that was based off potential and who they were all playing behind as well. But what they don't understand about this is that those days are over.
Right.
Now you've got to have film in high school, or if you don't have film in high school, you got to find a way to get it, whether that's going, the prep route or the JUCO route. And so it's all about, being able to come in and play instantly, because right now there are a lot of, if you look around college football, there are a lot of freshmen playing.
There are
A ton of freshmen playing.
more than we normally see across the board, where you're wondering what they're doing to build and lead on to it in that direction. It's going to be very interesting to see, especially getting through this first year of fans back in the stands from a college perspective.
Yep.
That's probably been the most interesting thing to see how that's affected a lot of the teams. One thing that hats off to the Knights of Snellville / Georgia. It's in the sense that they pushed through last year and was able to actually, build. And this year, they had 174 players, 2 teams, an elite and a collegiate team, which just really changes the whole concept of everything. Once again, we'll be going off the air once kickoff starts. We'll get in about the first series of play. We're live here on Twitter and on YouTube and Facebook. But if you're interested, feel free to jump in, and you can grab tickets at score58network.com. Click on the helmets and be able to purchase the tickets. Right now, the tickets do cost $15 with that, in that sense, but that's where the cost is if you're not able to go to the game. So right now you see the Mississippi Prep in white with and we do have a roster for them as well, which is pretty exciting on that part.
Absolutely.
And then we have the Navy jerseys with Carolina blue and white outlines. And we're really just excited about those numbers.
Absolutely.
They could have chose to do anything, maybe came out in gray, really messed us up with the lights and so forth. So, but sit back and enjoy yourselves. Craig, biggest thing that you'd like to see happen in this game for the Georgia Knights perspective?
I'd like to see them, continue to play. They play really good defense. I'd like to see them continue to play really good defense and to pick something on offense and stay with it. And if they do that, I think that they'll have a very successful day.
And I think that's something that we've seen we've been watching night games here for 3 years, easily on that part. And one thing, even this year, we feel like the offense has had a hard time getting started across the board. And it could be that the defense that are playing are very good and focused. The Georgia Knights will receive.
And we're going to get to look at that, special teams.
We do. We get everything at that point right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy. And hope everybody gets to see their sons play tonight. This is the first time we've been able to air in over a week and a half, so I'm glad we're able to bring this game to you here on the Score 58 Network. I'm Bo McMichael with Craig Chapman, and let's get ready for some football there, Craig.
Hey, what else would you rather be doing on a Saturday afternoon?
Well, I'm good. I got enough TV screens up in front of me, man, right now that I'm okay with things at this point.
The bad part about it is I looked up on the board and I saw that you got Kentucky at 6-0 and Georgia at 6-0. And that means we're halfway through college football season, and it seems like it's going too fast.
Oh, I know. I mean, even from a high school perspective, last night rolled in about 43 football games, and there's 3 weeks left to the playoffs.
Yes, there are.
And you talk about the road meeting the rubber meeting the road, and so forth. It's all about the time right now. And, from the Knights' perspective, there is a playoff system that occurs. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more information as time goes on about that, of how that all breaks down and who's going where. Next week, there's a doubleheader starting on Saturday here at Snellville, where both teams are going to play. So
a little pop-up kick is going to be taken right at about the 20 or the 38-yard line, returned up to the 45, so that's where the Knights will take over. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 45 on the left hash.
We'll do our best to keep up with everything. I'm going to throw in some special effects for us and continue to monitor everything, make sure we're clean across the board here.
And we'll also have all the commercials.
Oh, yes.
And, I'll be hungry for medieval times by about the third play of the second quarter.
I could definitely see how that would be on that part. Well, I'll let you call it. I'll be quiet for a little bit and join in with you as time goes on. If you hear me snoring, it was not me.
I understand.
All right.
So Knights in doubles to start off. Back set to the right. going to run an RPO.
He
Quarterback's
tucks it
gonna
and go.
Oh, yeah, going to gain 7 on
Nice.
first down.
How do you feel about that, seeing your quarterback in this situation? It is because it is a run-pass option, hence your RPO. I mean, he tucks it down and says, hey, I'm going to get some yardage.
Yeah, he gets 7, and, you know, they're in a different situation than we're in. We've got one quarterback, and we run the ball with our quarterback. That's offsides right there on Mississippi. They lined up in the neutral zone. Corner on this side on the slot was in the neutral zone, so that should be offsides. Should be a 5-yard penalty and a first down.
Well, that's a nice way to just to walk straight down and get a first down on a penalty, get a 6-yard run, and then say, hey, let's go ahead and have a penalty on this sense. What you think about Kentucky this year there, Craig?
It's interesting. They said something about they haven't been 6-0 something to 1971.
Okay.
I saw something they were Wake Forest is 6-0 for the first time since 1944. So I mean, there's some crazy stuff going on right now, and Purdue's beating Iowa. So, I mean, no, just like you expected.
Right. Purdue and Iowa's number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just like you had it drawn out on your bingo card.
Everybody was like, hey, there's no marquee matchups. Well, there are right now. The Hurricanes versus the Knights.
Inside zone give right here, and he's going to stretch it out. Ball is carried by number 43 right there. That's Tyrese Weeks, and he's going to pick up about 6. It'll bring up second down and 4. Weeks in the backfield. There's a little RPO wide open in the middle of the field, and that's exactly what you want.
That's a terrifying ricochet right there.
It absolutely is.
Oh, my goodness.
They got everything they wanted right there. A little inside zone fake. Linebacker stepped up, opened up that inside slant, put it on his chest, and let him make a play right there. So it'll bring up. So he gained 4 on first down. It'll be 3rd and 6. Trips to the left for the Knights right here. Back set to the left. A little set check right here so they can change the play. Big 3rd down early in the game. There's a snap. Going to throw a little hitch down here on the sideline.
Good throw and catch.
Yeah, it should be enough for the first down. Ball's complete to number 14, Miles Elliott, for the first down. Tackle made on the play right there by number 4, and I can't find his name. Okay.
Yeah, it's Norman Matterson. Are we for you saying who made the tackle?
Mississippi Prep.
Oh yeah, no, I can't.
Inside throw real quick right there. Another first down. Ball is complete to number 10 right there, and the Knights moving with some tempo, some pace right here, which is a good thing for them. Look, right back on the ball.
I don't know if they'll get everybody off. They don't.
Oh, he's
12
got him
on the
wide
field.
open in the corner right here for a touchdown.
Look at
That's it. Touchdown.
Great way to start off right there. I love that you he's in the corner. You saw it when he was going out into the flats like that.
Yeah, just running a little smash concept. Nice throw, dropping it in the bucket in the corner of the end zone. That's a 5-play, 55-yard drive for a touchdown. That's a great throw right there. Absolutely a great throw.
Nice way to start off a drive. You talk about a statement maker right there.
2 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how long it took them to score right there. 12:36 to go here in the first. Knights line up for the extra point. And this has been an adventure this year. There's the snap, touch. There's the kick. It is
off the cross.
Off the upright. No
was he aiming
good.
for it? That's the question.
Hey, if he was, he succeeded. So 6-0 here. Early in the first quarter, Knights looked impressive on that drive, staying in that spread look, keeping doubles, trips, running some RPOs, some inside zone. Condensed the formation down close to the goal line, which I love because you know you're going to get some form of man coverage down there. And that was just a really nice play design and a great time to call it. In the times of calling plays, my favorite route near the goal line is anything with a flat and a corner combination because the corner doesn't want to give up the flat because he's going to have to come up and make a tackle on either a running